everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today I'm back with two of the brand new subscriptions from Beads to Live By. I have their curated collections in the seed bead variety and also the specialty button variety. Each of these are $18.99 per month if you sign up on a monthly basis, and the price goes down a little bit if you sign up for a longer period of time. And everything you need to know, including specific shipping to your location, can be found on their website, which I will link right down below, taking you directly to those subscriptions if you'd like to check them out. And they also have a bead shop section to their site, so have fun browsing around there too. So this is just the second package that I've gotten from them. Like I said, it's a brand new subscription, and this is a female-owned small business, which I'm always happy to share. So let's check out this box and see what's inside. All right, opening it up. Looks like everything is inside this tissue paper. And here are the two different bundles. These are both two different subscriptions. Like I said, you can choose to do either one or you can choose to do both. But first, let's dig into the seed bead subscription, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it while we take a look at each of these up close. All right, for the seed bead subscription, every month you're going to get 8 different bags containing 10 grams of 11/0 size seed beads that are picked out and specifically go together with a theme. This month's theme is called Wildflowers. And I'm happy to say that the owner took note of the great feedback from last month. And while there won't be specific labels on each of these bags indicating what the brand and code and color names are, she is going to be providing a link for subscribers that takes you to a spot on their webpage where it's going to have all that information listed there for you. That way you know what you're receiving, and if you need more of a specific color, you can order more of it in the separate bead shop. So be on the lookout for that information with your subscription. In the meantime, we'll take a closer look at each of these 8 bags, and we'll start out with this lovely shade of purple. It's a toned down lavender color, and it looks like one of the color lined seed bead varieties. It's got what looks to be maybe a white lining with the purple transparent glass on the outside. And these are all high quality Japanese seed beads, by the way, but something to note is that you may not get all of the same brand in each of these collections. So I'm just letting you know in case that matters to you. I interchange brands quite a bit, so as long as they're uniform like this, like the ones we're seeing in my hand, most of the time that's going to work just fine unless you're doing a really crazy precise project. So instead of laying these out in my hand, I figured I would put them in the tray like this so you could see them outside of the bag. Really lovely color to get us started with the wildflowers theme they've put together. And also, by the way, they're going to have some inspiration projects to go along with these subscriptions. Like last month, there was a project and a separate video to go along with it that you could find on their YouTube channel. Here is the next color. We have a frosty matte in this variety. Looks like another color-lined type of seed bead, maybe a sky blue lining with a frosty clear outside. And there's a close-up look at that gorgeous color. So this one has the matte finish. The one we just looked at is smooth and shiny. Both of these color-lined so far. Up next is a neutral sort of camel color. It's got a hint of a silvery luster-like coating on the surface of the bead, but still lets some of the light pass through that transparent glass. Always handy to get some of these neutrals like this, and it really balances out some of these other colors that we're going to see beautifully. And already that's a really pretty combination with those 3. Up next is this greenish selection. It looks like another color line variety. There are so many of those out there, and the combination of the glass on the outside and the lining being two different colors, it makes these look really interesting and can often give them a really unique cast overall. So here's the greenish selection, sort of a light olive green tone overall, especially with the outer glass, and then perhaps like a yellowish colored lining, which overall makes them look even more olive. And we have that matte frosty finish again, which lets us see some of that lining coming through the green glass. Now we'll take a look at this next blue variety. This is definitely an opaque color and looks to me like similar to the Miyuki, and it may be the Miyuki ceramic look seed beads in this powdery light steel blue. So here you can see that variety up close outside of the bag. This time we have a solid opaque to go with a lot of our color line varieties and another shade of blue to add to our selection overall. For our sixth variety, we have another opaque type of seed bead, this time in a lighter beige color, which also appears to have that sort of ceramic look that I've seen with the Miyuki seed beads. And like I said, these could be exactly those. We'll find out when we have the list of these specific contents to refer to. And there's just a slight variation in color, but you have to really look to see it. So these look like they have some type of coating on them. It could be even an AB finish, and then it's just so toned down with the additional types of processes that these have been through, which you can kind of see almost a pinkish cast in some spots along with that light beige. And then along similar lines of these past two, our seventh bag contains this deeper purple in a similar variety with the opaque color and just very subtle differences in the color tone. Those are gorgeous, and you can see the slight variation as you look up close, especially outside of the bag, where the tones of that plum color change just slightly from bead to bead. And I like that that adds another shade of purplish pink to this palette. And we have one more to look at, and that can be found in this bag. We have another color line variety in this grayish blue tone, which appears to get most of its color from the outer glass and perhaps has a opaque white lining. And that adds another and third shade of blue to our palette, this one being just slightly darker and slightly more toned down. But as you can see, each of these varieties is very uniform. They all, to me, if I were to guess, look to be Miyuki brand seed beads, but I don't want to speculate on that or give you any false information. We just need to refer to that website, like I said, and we'll find out exactly each of these colors, which is awesome and really helpful that they are providing that information and listen to that feedback. So I think they did another great job with this palette. It is beautiful overall with these 8 different colors, and I can't wait to see what project goes along with these. The great thing about getting 11O seed beads like this every month is that you see them in so many different projects, especially if you're bead weaving. They show up in pretty much every project in some form, not necessarily always the 11Os, but 11Os are certainly some of the most common. So if you sign up today or anytime after the 17th of the month, you'll get the next month's variety, but all that information will be on their website, like I said, and every month the palette and theme changes, so you'll get new things every single time. Now let's take a look at our button selection, and that shows up in this bag, and inside we're going to see also for $18.99 per month, with the price going down a little bit if you subscribe for longer. You'll get 8 vintage buttons, and these of course are all going to be a little bit different. So this is just an example of the variety that I received this month, and everybody's variety will probably be a little bit different because these generally tend to be more rare and are hard to find them in larger quantities. Here is the first button that I received. Gorgeous check glass with an opaque white background and the gold metallic that shows off the details of this leaf shape. And then if we take a look at the back, there is the loop back there that you can use to add to your beadwork. And in a lot of cases, these make really great and unique clasps for your beaded jewelry, but you can also use them in different ways, especially if you're into multimedia projects or bead embroidery. Sometimes you can turn them into a pendant and get really creative with things like this. Here is the second variety that I received. This is really cool. It reminds me of lamp work, especially with that sparkly glass that's drizzled on the outside. It's a really gorgeous and handmade looking combination. There's the loop back there and a gorgeous swirly satiny turquoise green color. I went ahead and took the rest of them out of the bags. Here is number 3. We have our little moon face that is in this light purple. And there's a look at the back area of this one. Just like beads, there's so many different check glass buttons out there. It's really fun to see all these little works of art. Number 4 is a little kitty. It's in this camel color and it's got the rhinestone details there on the eyes and a little bit of additional metallic wash around the ears and the whiskers and the mouth and nose. And there's our metallic loop at the back. This next one I think is going to end up being one of my favorites. It is clear overall. It's got this beautiful aqua blue that shows off the geometric floral-like design that is coming through from the other side. There is a look at the side of the button where the hole's located, and you can see where that color is coming from, and the design is actually on the back and then shows through the clear glass. Up next is this one. It's got a jet black background. It looks like maybe some sort of part of an Egyptian hieroglyphic or some sort of artifact. That whitewash kind of settles in there so you can see those raised areas. And a look at the back. Number 7 is this adorable little ladybug with the red spotted details on the white glass and the little face there. There's the other side of that one. This is one of the smallest ones I received. I could see that being really cute on a bracelet for a little girl. And here is the 8th and final button. This is a very reflective heart-shaped piece with some floral details that are raised on the top. Beautiful, giving off a golden and magenta color combination overall on top of the jet black glass. So that's another really interesting round of unique vintage buttons. You never know what you're going to get, which is part of the fun, and there's just so many out there. And a lot of these would be beautiful with a seed bead project using the color palette that we received for this month too. So I want to thank Beads to Live By for sending me these samples of their next round of subscriptions to share with you all. I think the check glass button idea is really cool because I haven't seen that anywhere else, especially, and I can't wait to incorporate them and the seed beads into future projects. So in addition to these subscriptions, like I said, they have their bead shop, and you can also pick out a companion bundle, so sort of like an add-on for your next subscription if you sign up or if you're already signed up, and that's going to contain a selection of 8-inch strands of check glass, which could be fire polish or other shapes, and they're going to complement the seed bead subscription. And it says that they're going to be discounted from 20 to 40% off their retail price, and you can choose to add that on as well. So that's really cool. So that's everything for this month. I look forward to sharing next month's selections with you so we can see how that's going. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of these selections, or if you have a favorite item here or anything else you'd like to say. Be sure to give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you found this helpful, especially getting a chance to take a look at these subscriptions up close. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and you may see some of these items show up in future finished jewelry update videos where I share some projects and things that I've made from these subscription boxes that I unbox here. As a reminder, you can find the links for these subscriptions right down below the video. They'll take you right to them. You can find out more information there. And lastly, of course, I want to thank you all for joining me. I love having you here, and I hope to see you again soon. That's all for now. Until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.